Hi all you Jigsaw puzzle fanatics out there, it's Shannon and welcome back to the Persnickety Puzzler. Today I will be talking about a jigsaw puzzle brand that any self-respecting jigsaw puzzle addict should already know about, and that is Springbok puzzles. Springbok was created way back in 1963 by a husband and wife team based in the US. Their circular and octagonal puzzles were hugely popular, and they were known for their high-quality puzzle pieces and their state-of-the-art lithography. Back in 1963, a 1,000-piece Springbok puzzle cost $3.50, which is really impressive considering the fact that the industry standard for a puzzle was less than $1. They were so impressive that they caught the eye of Hallmark cards and were acquired back in 1967. Hallmark cards manufactured Springbok puzzles and sold them exclusively in their Hallmark stores until 2001. Disaster struck in 2002 when Hallmark cards decided to discontinue the manufacture of Springbok puzzles. What were they thinking? Puzzlers were outraged, but all was not lost because Allied Products swooped in to save the day, and they have been manufacturing Springbok puzzles up to the present day. When you get right down to it, Springbok is recognized as the oldest and most respected brand name puzzle manufactured in the United States. Today, I will be going back in time to talk about the Springbok puzzle brand I knew as a child, and I will be comparing the puzzles they manufactured in the 1970s to the puzzles they manufacture today. I will be assembling this Springbok puzzle from way back in 1975 called Just for Openers. And once I finish this old timer, I will be assembling this brand new just purchased Springbok puzzle from 2024 called Midnight in San Francisco. Let's get started. Springbok puzzles from back in 1975 came in large, super sturdy boxes. The front of the box contains the complete image of the puzzle. On the outside of the box, you will find the name of the brand, the piece count, and the size of the finished puzzle. You will also find the name of the puzzle on the outside of the box. The back of the box contains a rather lengthy blurb about keys. And on the bottom of the box, in small print, the year of manufacture. As you can see, this puzzle was manufactured in 1975. Back in 1975, the pieces came loose without a bag. The bag that you are seeing in this video is my own bag. You should also know that I purchased this puzzle on eBay, so not everything that was in the original box is in this puzzle. Back in 1975, Springbok included a flyer in each puzzle box with pictures of newly released puzzles, but as you can see, that flyer is long gone. I am giving a presentation score of 8 out of 10. Time to start assembly. The puzzle pieces are thick, measuring 2.24 millimeters in thickness. They are also silky smooth with a glossy finish. The pieces are relatively firm and a little bit squishy. which I do not love. The back of the pieces is green cardboard. The image is well glued to the cardboard. The puzzle pieces are nice quality, but definitely not the best puzzle pieces I have ever touched. This puzzle had a lot of puzzle dust. Normally, puzzle dust does not bother me, but I had to use an air duster to remove a bunch of the dust from my work area. These pieces are all kinds of different shapes, which I love. No run-of-the-mill grid cut here, random cut all the way. Sorting took me 9 minutes and 55 seconds. Putting the border together took me 25 minutes and 6 seconds. This puzzle is called Just for Openers, and it is a 500-piece puzzle that was manufactured by Springbok way back in 1975. It's basically a photo of lots of different keys from long ago. My aunt and uncle purchased this puzzle for me when I was a child, so it has a lot of sentimental value for me. This puzzle is random cut and measures 18 by 23.5 inches. Over the past 60 years, Springbok has manufactured thousands of puzzles, and as a child, I accumulated hundreds of them. Growing up, I loved Springbok artwork and was not very picky in what I liked, which is a far cry from what I am like now. While the time lapse is taking place in the background, I'm going to show you some of the Springbok puzzles that were part of my collection as a child and as a young adult. The first puzzle I am going to share with you is a 500-piece puzzle called Pizza, and it was manufactured in 1972. This was not an easy puzzle to put together, but I loved it. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1973, and it was one of Springbok's 500-piece octagonal puzzles called Postage Paid. I loved the shape of this puzzle, and whenever Springbok made an octagonal puzzle in the 70s or the 80s, I snapped it up. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1976, and it was a 500-piece puzzle called Between Meals. Springbok was really good at taking photographs that were basically a collection of the same type of objects. For example, this puzzle has a bunch of Planters peanuts, Baby Ruths, and Butterfingers in it. I was a big fan of this kind of hodgepodge puzzle, if you will. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1977, and it was a 1,000-piece Christmas puzzle called Christmas Greetings, featuring the art of Bob Schneeberg, who Springbok frequently collaborated with. I adored Bob Schneeberg then, and I still adore him now. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1981, and it was a 500-piece puzzle called Jungle Birds. Back then, I loved the colors of the birds, and I still love bird puzzles to this day. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1982, and it was a 500-piece puzzle called So What. Again, Springbok took a lot of colorful thread spools and threw them together to make a really colorful puzzle that I loved. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1983, and it was a 500-piece puzzle called Candy Apple Fantasy. This was one of Springbok's Master Series puzzles, which meant it was quite a bit more difficult than their regular puzzles. And I can say without reservation that it was really difficult to put together. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1984, and it was a 1,000-piece puzzle called Abracadabra. I was really into magic at the time and was drawn to the photograph on this puzzle. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1985, and it was a 500-piece puzzle called Putt Putt Puzzle. I absolutely adored Springbok's cartoon puzzles, and even now, cartoon puzzles are my absolute favorite puzzles to put together. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1987, and it was a 500-piece puzzle called The Essence of Elegance. This was one of my all-time favorite Springbok puzzles, and I still love it to this day. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1988, and it was a 500-piece puzzle called Bathroom Sweet Bathroom. I thought the photo was great because it actually made a messy bathroom look really appealing. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1990, and it was a 500-piece puzzle called Lures of Long Ago. I am not a fisherman. In fact, I don't even like fishing, but I love this photograph with all these colorful and fun fishing lures. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1991, and it was a 500-piece puzzle called Presenting Yellow. As you should already know about me, I love color, and I really enjoyed putting this puzzle together. This next puzzle was manufactured in 1992, and it was a 500-piece puzzle called Get Your Kicks on Route 66. This is another one of Springbok's hodgepodge puzzles that really worked, and I remember being excited to add it to my collection. It's only fitting that the last puzzle from my old collection that I'm going to share with you today is a 500-piece cartoon puzzle, my favorite kind, called Superdome Sunday, and it was manufactured back in 1995. I am addicted to cartoon puzzles, and I purchased pretty much every one that Springbok made. I believe that Springbok did their very best to produce interesting and unique artwork back in the day, and at times they really succeeded. But looking at it now, I think the majority of their artwork from the 70s and 80s and 90s was really old-fashioned. But as a child, I loved it and gobbled up just about every puzzle they made. For the Springbok brand from 1975, I am giving the artwork a 7 out of 10 score. Back to the puzzle at hand. I experienced several puzzle pieces stuck together, but there were no false fits and no missing pieces. The puzzle pieces felt thick, but also somewhat squishy, which I did not love. And while the quality was decent, I really wish the pieces felt firmer. There was quite a bit of puzzle dust, which is not something that really bothers me most of the time, but there was too much dust for my liking here. The fit of the puzzle was somewhat loose, but I was able to lift the puzzle after assembly. My quality score for the Springbok brand from 1975 is a 6 out of 10. This puzzle was a challenge, and it took me quite a while to assemble. I would score the difficulty of this puzzle at a 7. I had fun assembling this puzzle, so my enjoyment score was an 8. This puzzle took me 4 hours, 44 minutes, and 39 seconds to complete, and I enjoyed putting it together. Back in 1975, Springbok's 500-piece puzzles cost $5. Their 1,000-piece puzzles cost $7. I think the prices were fair, and I'm giving a price-value score for the Springbok brand from 1975 an 8 out of 10. The next jigsaw puzzle I will be assembling is this 1,000-piece puzzle called Midnight in San Francisco. It just came out as one of Springbok's new releases for 2024. Unfortunately, Springbok has downgraded their boxes, and they do not hold a candle to the boxes from back in 1975. They are flimsy, and the boxes are not very exciting to look at. The front of the box contains the complete image of the puzzle, the piece count, and the name of the brand. On the outside of the box, you will find the name of the brand, the piece count, the size of the finished puzzle, and the name of the puzzle. The back of the box contains images of some of Springbok's current lineup. They also mention that their pieces are thicker chipboard than most puzzles in the wild, that they are made in the USA, and that no two of their puzzle pieces are alike. On the inside of the box, the pieces come in a single-use plastic bag. They do not include a poster inside the box. I am giving a presentation score of 6 out of 10. Time to start assembly. The puzzle pieces are thick, measuring 2.04 millimeters in thickness, slightly thinner than the puzzle pieces from 1975. They are also smooth with a glossy finish. The pieces are random cut with all kinds of different shapes. The pieces are firm but also somewhat squishy, and just like the puzzle pieces from 1975, I wish they were firmer. The image is well glued to the cardboard. The back of the pieces is plain cardboard. The pieces are decent quality, but they are not the best puzzle piece quality in the marketplace. They honestly feel exactly the same as the puzzle pieces from back in 1975. Sorting took me 13 minutes and 26 seconds. Putting the border together took me 24 minutes and 14 seconds. This puzzle is called Midnight in San Francisco, and it is a 1,000-piece puzzle that was manufactured by Springbok in 2024. I like the colors in the puzzle, which is the main reason that I purchased it. This puzzle is random cut and measures 24 by 30 inches. This puzzle had a lot of puzzle dust, just like the puzzle I assembled from 1975. And to be perfectly honest, it was rather annoying. The Springbok artwork of today is not the kind of artwork that I am drawn to. It feels old-fashioned, uninspired, and frankly, it just feels tired, like they're going through the motions. Let me show you some of the artwork in their current range of puzzles. The first puzzle I am going to share with you is a 500-piece puzzle called Balloon Seller. This is a cute image, but not one I would purchase because it's an image I have seen 1,000 times before. Another puzzle from Springbok's current lineup is this 500-piece puzzle called Fairy Tale Mushroom Forest. Out of all of the 500-piece puzzles in their current range, this one is my favorite. The artwork is done in a cartoon style, which I love, and I think the image is charming. This next puzzle is a 1,000-piece puzzle called Paradise Parrot. I love color and am usually really drawn to colorful images, But this puzzle is over the top with color. It's got so much color my retinas may not recover. This next puzzle is a 1,000-piece puzzle called Gumballs and Gumdrops. Honestly, Springbok has made this exact puzzle 1,000 times before. This next puzzle is one that I liked, and I purchased it. It's a 1,000-piece puzzle called Look of the Wild. It's one of the few current puzzles in their range that felt modern to me. And the last puzzle I am going to share with you is this 1,000-piece puzzle called Whale Watch Inn. And it is an example of some of Springbok's old-fashioned artwork that they have used since they started the company all the way up to the present day. I know that there are puzzlers out there that prefer this kind of artwork, but I'm not one of them. My tastes have really changed over the years, and I find this puzzle image to be ho-hum and not modern enough for me now. I am giving the artwork for the Springbok brand of today a 6 out of 10 score. There were no puzzle pieces stuck together, which is an improvement over the Just for Openers puzzle from 1975. There were no damaged pieces, no false fits, and no missing pieces. The puzzle pieces felt thick and somewhat squishy, and the quality is fine, but I really wish the pieces were more firm. There was quite a bit of puzzle dust, which is not something that really bothers me very much, but there was too much dust for my liking here. The fit of the puzzle was tighter than the puzzle from 1975, and I was able to lift the puzzle after assembly. My quality score for the Springbok brand of today is a 6 out of 10. This puzzle was a challenge, and it took me quite a while to assemble. I would score the difficulty of this puzzle at a 6. I did have fun assembling this puzzle, so my enjoyment score was an 8. This puzzle took me 6 hours, 18 minutes, and 5 seconds to complete, and I enjoyed putting it together. If you purchase Springbok's 500-piece puzzles on their website, they cost $16.95. Their 1,000-piece puzzles cost $19.95. Springbok does have occasional sales, especially during the holidays. I honestly think their prices are a little too high for the quality of their puzzles and think they should be priced a little bit lower. I'm giving a price-value score for the Springbok brand of today a 7 out of 10. Now it's time for my overall scores. Let me recap. Let's start with the Springbok brand from 1975. I do prefer the artwork from the 1970s over Springbok's current artwork, and I gave the Springbok artwork from 1975 a 7 out of 10 score. As far as presentation goes, the boxes from back in the 70s blow away the current boxes. They were much sturdier and better designed. However, they were slightly large. So for that reason, I am giving them a presentation score of 8 out of 10. The puzzle pieces were smooth with a glossy finish. There were no damaged pieces, but there were several pieces that were stuck together. And while the puzzle pieces were firm, they were also squishy, which I do not like. I do not like that. There was also a ton of puzzle dust, the likes of which I have never seen before. There were no false fits, no missing pieces. The fit of the puzzle was somewhat loose, but I was able to lift the puzzle after assembly. My quality score for the Springbok from 1975 is a 6 out of 10. I scored the difficulty of the Just for Openers puzzle that I assembled at a 7. I did have a good time assembling the puzzle, so my enjoyment score was an 8. I think the prices of the puzzles back in 1975 were fair, so my price value score was an 8. Time for my overall score. Drum roll, please. My overall score of the Springbok Jigsaw puzzle brand from 1975 is a 7.5 out of 10 paws. Now let's talk about the Springbok brand of today. Let's start with the artwork. I am not a fan of the Springbok artwork of today. I much prefer the artwork in the 70s. I feel like the artwork that Springbok puts on their puzzles is stuck in the past, super old-fashioned, not the least bit modern, and it feels like they are just phoning it in when I know they could do better. They did better back in the 70s than they're doing now. So my artwork score for the Springbok brand of today is a 6 out of 10. As far as presentation goes, the boxes do not hold a candle to the boxes from the 70s. They are not sturdy at all, they are super flimsy, and I don't think the design is very exciting to look at. So my presentation score for the Springbok brand of today is a 6 out of 10. The puzzle pieces are smooth with a glossy finish. There were no damaged pieces, and the puzzle pieces are firm, but they still are somewhat squishy. They feel exactly the same as the puzzle pieces from 1975. I could tell no discernible difference. However, there was a ton of puzzle dust, and you would think that with 60 years to practice, they would have gotten rid of some of that. But I can tell you, that's not the case. There were also no false fits, no missing pieces. The fit of the puzzle of today, of 2024, was slightly tighter than the puzzle from 1975. My quality score for the Springbok puzzle brand of today is a 6 out of 10. I would score the difficulty of the Midnight in San Francisco puzzle I assembled at a 6. I did enjoy putting the puzzle together, so my enjoyment score was an 8. I do think that Springbok puzzles are priced a tiny bit high for the quality, so my price value score is a 7. Now it's time for my overall score. Drum roll, please. My overall score of the Springbok Jigsaw puzzle brand of today is a 7 out of 10 paws. I grew up putting Springbok puzzles together, and I absolutely love them. But as the old saying goes, with age comes wisdom, and when I look back on them now, I do not see them in the same light as I did when I was a child. Don't get me wrong, they were a good, solid brand, but their artwork was limited and not terribly exciting. The Springbok puzzle brand of 1975 did have better packaging than the Springbok puzzle brand of 2024. The boxes in 1975 were so much sturdier than the boxes that they are making now. They were super solid, super sturdy, much better design than the flimsy, sad boxes of 2024. Now, with regards to the puzzle pieces, yes, they are random cut, which I love. And they are thick. And they are firm, firm-ish, because they have this a little bit of squishiness to them. They had it in 1975, and they still have it in 2024. I wish the puzzle pieces were just a bit more solid because I do not like that squishy feel. Let's talk about the puzzle dust. Back in '75, there was a ton of it. And here we are 60 plus years later, 2024, and I'm here to tell you that nothing has changed. There is still a ton of puzzle dust. And you would think that with 60 years of practice, they would have dialed that in. Well, they haven't. While I enjoyed putting both of the Springbok puzzles together, the quality of the puzzle pieces, the sheer volume of puzzle dust, and the fact that I was not in love with the artwork did affect my enjoyment of the Springbok puzzle brand. Now, I am not a complete idiot. I am sure that there are some of you watching right now that would like to rip my hair out. So let's hear it. What do you think of the Springbok brand? Is it just an okay brand? Is it your all-time favorite brand? Let me hear about it in the comments below. And do not forget to check out the description below for some discount coupon codes to some Jigsaw puzzle brands you may want to check out. I really appreciate you watching and subscribing, and I will see you next time.